Jessica Jones season 3 has just been released, and it is capping off not only the show Jessica Jones, but all of the Marvel Netflix shows as a whole. And it's pretty good. Yeah, it's good. I will say that it is good. I enjoyed it. I honestly had no idea that this was coming out. So I don't know. I haven't seen one trailer for this. I feel like there's been no buzz on social media, so I just turned on Netflix and it was just there. I was like, oh, that's out. uh, yeah, I had no idea. So yeah, I haven't seen any trailers for this, so I have no idea what was revealed in the trailers and what wasn't revealed in the trailers. So I'm gonna try to keep this as spoiler free as possible, and I'm gonna try to keep this as vague as possible. I'll get into some spoiler stuff in the latter half of this review, but I'll give you a warning just in case you don't want to be spoiled. Although to be honest, I feel like at this point you're either going to watch Jessica Jones season 3 or you're not, because like at the state of where Marvel Netflix shows are, I feel like there aren't that many people that are like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll jump into this now, or but anyways, whatever. I'll do some spoiler free stuff. Yeah, this season was solid, I thought. What I was really hoping that wouldn't happen was an Iron Fist season 2 situation or a Luke Cage season 2 situation where the show ends on like this giant sort kind of cliffhanger where they'd be like, oh shit, bitch, the next season is gonna be real, the real shit is going down next season, where like Luke Cage ended with him being like a mob boss or whatever, and it's like, oh, next season's gonna be real, and like Iron Fist ended with Iron Fist was the guy's name Wesley? I don't know, like his half brother or whatever the fuck. Like they were in Japan, and his girlfriend is the Iron Fist now. Yeah, because he doesn't have the Iron Fist anymore. Like they were clearly setting up more shows. They were clearly setting up what they wanted to do with the next season. And then Netflix was like, yeet, you're not doing that anymore because your ass is canceled. Punisher kind of had that because honestly, I thought Punisher was just not very good to season 2, and I thought there was more potential for season 3 with the way that ended. But obviously, that's canceled. But honestly, I feel like they found out in time, or like I don't know if like they were in the middle of the production of this season and they found out and they maybe had to change some stuff, or because when did we find out? I mean, it was a while ago, but surely they didn't know before starting this. Like this season already had to be in production by the time they found out. But either way, this season, honestly, it feels like a series finale. Like with some of the stuff, a lot of the stuff that they do here, it does genuinely feel like a series finale. Because this season is just really a lot of it does resolve around a lot of the characters that we've come to know and love. I guess I don't know. It revolves around resolving a lot of their arcs. There are a lot of just things that happen where I'm like, yeah, that's the end of that arc that you've been kind of doing, since the start of the season. Won't get any more specific than that. But yeah, and there's some new characters introduced. There's like one new character introduced. Right? I don't know. I guess if you want to count like the villain as a character introduced, I mean, obviously you'd count the villain. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. But anyways, yeah, the villain, by the way, is pretty good. It's I don't know how much into the villain I want to get into because I don't know how much was revealed in the trailer, so I don't really know what would be considered a spoiler. But the villain was solid. I still don't think Kilgrave I thought was a fantastic villain, played brilliantly by what's his name? I know he's one of the Doctor Who's, but I thought he played it just fantastically. incredible villain, and they haven't really reached that height again. Like, this villain is okay, but definitely nowhere near as good as Kilgrave. But either way, the villain's still solid, and the best of the season is just seeing how the arcs of all the characters that we know and love being resolved. And yeah, so I will say this season, like, and this is really pretty in line with a lot of what they do with Jessica Jones, is that the stakes are pretty low. Like, a bunch of ninjas aren't taking over the city or anything like that. Yeah, the stakes are fairly low, but it's just like it's just personal between the characters. Like, when Jessica Jones wanting to stop the villain, it gets really personal. Yeah, I don't want to say any more about that, but the stakes aren't big, but that's honestly I like that. I don't need every superhero thing to be like a giant blue light flying in the sky and the buildings being destroyed, or like, Daredevil, he'll have some the Hand taking over the city or whatever. I don't need everything to be that. So yeah, I liked it. And yeah, like I said before, like, a lot of the characters I think have pretty satisfying conclusions to their arcs, and a lot of it is, you'll see what happens. I'm like, honestly, I think a lot of what happens is kind of believable when you look at what these characters have been like since the beginning, and just things that happen, which I think some other shows have done sort of some things that aren't as believable, but I'm like, this is okay. I'm fine with this. And it leads to interesting dynamics. But again, I don't want to. I know I'm talking in generalities, but I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the spoiler free portion. I'm just gonna get into spoilers. If you haven't seen Jessica Jones season 3, I'd say check it out. Like, okay, here's the thing. If you're not in on the Marvel Netflix shows at this point, I don't even know why you're watching this review. I mean, you might as well watch. Like, yeah, like I think if you have, or I don't know, maybe you've just watched Jessica Jones. Like, if you're invested at this point, yeah, check it out. It's decent. It's a solid season of television. So yeah, like, if you're invested in the Marvel Netflix shows, like, I know there are people that are like, oh, it's canceled, so I'm not even gonna give it a shot. Like, no, it's pretty good. Like, even though, yes, it is canceled, and it is kind of a bummer, like, going into this knowing that it's the last season, and not just knowing that it's the last season, but knowing that it was ended prematurely. I would still say that the way that they handle this is they handle it well, and it doesn't feel like they made this season knowing that, or thinking or hoping that they were going to get a bunch more seasons. Like, they don't set up a bunch of threads that you really want to be followed. Like, this actually is a pretty satisfying ending. So yeah, I would recommend watching Jessica Jones season 3. Okay, now to some spoilers. Damn, Trish, girl, you. Yeah, I guess I'll start off with Trish. Holy shit. Yeah. So, oh god, I moved my. It's not even a tripod. I'm just gonna a little bit of behind the scenes. I literally have a music stand that I just put my tablet on that I use to record my videos. But yeah, okay, so Trish. I will say, first of all, so I don't even remember what happened last season that caused her to get powers. Like, I genuinely don't remember. What happened? I honest to God, I don't remember what the fuck happened last season with her that caused her to get powers. But she does. So she has powers this season. And honestly, they're really fucking vague. It's like, okay, so I get that the one definite power that she has is that she can like see in the dark. But it's like, okay, so she's not as strong as Jessica Jones, but she can like jump off from a building and land on her feet and be fine, I guess. And then she like she's like, I don't know if she has like super agility or super reflexes, or if that's just because she just took some boxing classes and is now, I don't know. But at least they went ahead and said that she has some kind of powers, because it's not like in fucking Arrow when Laurel took like she's just a person, right? And she takes like 5 boxing lessons and now she's the Canary. Now she's a hero. Like, at least saying that she has powers kind of makes the whole thing a bit more believable. But yeah, so whatever. She has powers now, and I genuinely thought they did a decent job of, over the course of this season, and honestly also the series. Like, I think they've done a good job. Like, she really wants to be a hero, because it's like Jessica she's the reluctant hero. She like doesn't necessarily want to do this, but she knows that what she's doing is right, and she feels like she has to do it, right? Trish, on the other hand, she's all in on this and she wants to do this. So I feel like that, honestly, because like when if you like really want to do this, it's not that big of a leap to then eventually cross over the edge of feeling like, oh, I have to stop bad guys by any means possible. Like, I actually feel like that whole thing was believable, and especially when they killed her mom, and that just like that completely drove her over the edge, and she starts murdering people. She basically becomes the Punisher, and yeah. So I starting off with Trish, I thought that was actually a pretty believable arc. I could see people thinking it was goofy and it wasn't deserved or wasn't earned. I kind of think it was. And yeah, so talking about Trish, and I also like the villain. I like it wasn't a fantastic villain. I don't think it's going to go down as one of the greatest villain performances, or just villains in general. Because is he from the Salinger? Is he from the comic book? Is he a comic book villain? I have no idea. But yeah, like he's kind of like I guess Moriarty, I guess, because he's like, oh, I want to break you, Jessica Jones. I want to break you. Like he's one of those villains where he's like, I will break you. I will expose your true intentions, or whatever the fuck. He's one of those guys. He's like a genius or whatever. Yeah, he was okay. He definitely, obviously, he does a good job of being like the catalyst for all of the for the character dynamics to be shaken up, right? He was the catalyst for Jessica really just being like a big I guess like a theme that's explored in this is Jessica feeling like vulnerable and exposed for the first time. Although that's what the fuck am I saying? That was like the whole point of the first season. But yeah, like they kind of explore that again in the season, and he's kind of the catalyst for that. He's obviously the catalyst for holy shit, I'm blanking on her name. The Jessica's friend, Tiffany, Tish, right? Is it? I'm blanking on her name, but Hellcat, yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Holy shit, I'm blanking on her name, but yeah, he's obviously the catalyst for her going crazy. He's the catalyst for Malcolm deciding that he doesn't want to work with Hogarth anymore. Like, he's a good catalyst for all of these different dynamics between all the characters that we care about happening. So he's effective. And he's also not a bad villain at all. He's really not. Like, the performer does a fine job being this fucking creepy weirdo. He does a good job of making me not like you, like, at all. So he does his job well. And I also liked the new love interest in the season. I don't know why they decided to just say fuck off to the guy who played him in the last season. Like initially you get this weird feeling when they just show when sorry, when they just show like that guy's son, like the love interest from season 2. I was like, oh wait, were they not able to get the guy to come back for this season? But they got him back for one scene, so I don't know if they were only able to get him back for that one scene or if they just wrote him out. But either way, she gets a new love interest, and he's a decent love interest, I think. There are many times where you think he's like there. Sometimes I thought, oh, is he a bad guy? But no, eventually it comes around, and he's just like he's not a bad guy. He's not a great guy, but he's not an evil person. He's just kind of, looking out for himself, looking out for his sister. And yeah, I thought they did a good job with him. Of him being a flawed love interest, obviously. And yeah, so got that going on. Malcolm, I thought, I like Malcolm this season. I think Malcolm's I like Malcolm overall. Although I feel like it's weird. It's like, okay, I'll give you a pass. Okay, I'll, to be clear, I'm also giving Malcolm a pass, but I think it's like when you're going into the realm of like comic books, it's like, okay, fine, she got power, like Trish got powers and she's a villain. Malcolm, so I guess he was trained by Jessica Jones, but now all of a sudden he's this master investigator working for Hogarth. I am this master investigator. I'm the best. I'm the best at what I do, or whatever the fuck. It's like, okay, Malcolm, I guess you're an amazing fucking investigator now. Sure. But, it's fine. Again, I will give it a pass, alright? I'll give it a pass. He works for Hogarth now. I liked his whole deal, his whole arc dealing with, working for Hogarth, knowing that he's doing some shady shit, right? And him, like that, just kind of eating him alive. And, at least at the end, once she started representing a mass murderer, I'm glad that he finally was able to break out of his desire to work for her. And, yeah, his love interest, like, okay, alright, like, I remember, like, at the end of the season, her love interest, she, like, sees that Malcolm was cheating on her, and she's like, oh, how dare you! I'm so hurt that you were cheating on me. Bitch, you were representing a mass murderer. And you were like, oh, it's the job. It's the job. I mean, the legal system. That's what that's there for, to find out if he's a murderer or not. We're just doing our jobs. Like, what are you talking about? And this bitch has the nerve to fucking come in at the end and be like, how dare you cheat on me? I'm so hurt. My heart. Oh. Fuck off. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, Hogarth, like, I don't know if, like, I mean, I think it's good television, but I was starting to like Hogarth. Like, in terms of everything that she did, like, in Iron Fist, like, when she's got, Danny Rand's back, I'm like, okay, Hogarth, okay. And, like, she's helped out Jessica in the past. I'm like, Hogarth's not a bad person. I mean, she's not, correction. She is a bad person, but she does bad things, but at the end of the day, like, she has a conscience. But man, in this season, obviously it's revealed that she has ALS and she's dying. So, like, she just turns just so selfish, and it's like, it was definitely jarring, and like, they don't even really resolve her character. Like, she, like, comes around in the end and is a good person. Like, no. Literally everything she does is just for her own self-interest. So, like, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, I'm going to say it was bad, because they've been developing this character to, she's a flawed person, but she actually does some good. But in this season, everything that she did was in her own self-interest. Like, she's representing Salinger to save her company. Then she's she's doing everything that she can to get with the cellist that she she honestly probably doesn't even love. She's just dying and she doesn't want to be alone. And yeah, like, girl, Hogarth, I don't know. I was liking her, but this season really turned me off, and I kind of feel like it. I think I'm gonna have to end up saying that I think it was just bad writing because they just kind of went away from what they were developing with that character. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, Hogarth, girl, baby girl. I mean, I know you dying and all, but come on. So, yeah, what else to talk about this season? Yeah, I mean, in terms of like, it's a comic book show, but the action isn't really all that great. Like yeah, you can definitely tell like Netflix shows they don't really have much of a budget to work with, so they're just sometimes Jessica like she'll throw a guy across a room or she'll punch something and it'll break. It's so whatever. But honestly, yeah, this show I've never really watched it for the action. That's never been a big selling point. So that's fine. I thought visually, I mean, it's honestly, it's a pretty visually boring show. Just a lot of like, there aren't any interesting like camera shots or anything. Yeah, from that perspective, it's not a very like visually stimulating show, I would say. So yeah, they could have gotten some more interesting shots. They could have done some interesting camera work or something. But yeah. I mean, yeah. Again, like I think the good parts of the show of this season was just some good character dynamics, some good solid conclusion to the arcs, and yeah, even Jessica. So, although I will say, like, the very end of this show was really weird. So I thought they did. I like Jessica's arc, right? Because she it's like this whole show has just been her coming to terms with, I don't want to be a hero, but I kind of have to, but I don't really want to. And I feel like in this season they did a good job of like, no, she is a hero. She doesn't want to do good, and like to the point where she even stands up to Trish because she believes in good, kind of, and she even decides to like ditch her love interest because she doesn't know if she can really trust him, because he's not really like he's a good guy, but she can't really trust him. So she does the right thing and she fucking ditches his ass. But it's like, so like at the end she's like, you know what, I can't fucking do this shit anymore. I'm gone. I'm gonna go to fucking Mexico and sip a pina colada. But then, so it's like she gets like Kilgrave talking in her head. I'm like, oh wait, what? And then actually there, I was scared that it was gonna fade and like go fade and be like, and it was gonna be like, oh, next season fucking Kilgrave is back, bitch. And then it was just like, oh no. and then it would be like, oh, but sorry, they canceled our show, so he's not actually gonna come back because our show is canceled. But then after that, she turns around and just weirdly smiles, and to be like, I'm a hero. I'm not gonna let Kilgrave win, I guess. I am a hero. I'm not gonna let the bad things that happen define me. I am a hero. Like, it's this really weird moment where it kind of killed the ending for me, because at the end I'm like, when like, oh shit, she's making a lot of really hard decisions. And then the ending was just really cheesy, the way that they handled the whole Kilgrave's voice coming back, and then she turns around and just smiles at the camera. This like makes like a weird like 90s grin, like I am a hero. It's like that moment kind of killed it for me, to be honest. Like, y'all ruined it at the end. You had me, and then you lost me. Well, you didn't completely lose me. I'm not gonna be like, oh, the show sucks or the season sucks because of one moment at the end. But it did it did make me lose a little bit of my enthusiasm. So yeah, I don't know. The season's okay. It's all right. Give it a watch if you've listened to everything that I've said after the spoiler started. Like, if you still haven't watched it and you're here, I guess, yeah, go watch it. it's totally fine. Yeah, like I said before, good characters that we've come to, I guess, like so far. They do some pretty ballsy things, I think. Because again, yeah, like I don't know if they knew that the show was getting canceled while the season was being made. Because like, the direction they go with Trish is pretty crazy. Like, it's like, that's holy shit. Like, she's one of the main characters, and the fact that they managed to go in that direction with her, like I wonder at what point they knew that the show was being canceled, and like they killed Dorothy. That was actually a pretty impactful moment, I thought, because it's like, oh shit, like I do kind of like Dorothy, I guess. Trisha's mom, her name is Dorothy, right? Yeah, and I also like the moment where they show that, yeah, her mom was kind of a sack of shit, but she actually did help a lot of people a lot of children in the acting industry. Like, I like the moment in the funeral where a lot more people came than you would have expected, and they were saying all the good things that Dorothy did. I like that, and yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, like, I think definitely the strength of this season are the characters and just a lot of arcs that kind of get resolved. So I guess that's gonna be it for this review. Yeah, that was Jessica Jones Season 3, and that was it for the Marvel Netflix, or the Netflix Marvel show universe. The Netflix Marvel TV universe, the MNTVV. I don't know. That's the end for all of it. And I'm not going to get too much into that. I want to make a separate video talking about all of them, doing a bit of a retrospective. That video is going to come, but that's going to be it for this review. So, yeah, if you've watched Jessica Jones Season 3, please tell me what you thought. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you just not feel like watching it? Because why the fuck would I watch? Why would I watch it knowing that it's canceled? Yeah, let me know what you think. Please. And yeah, it's going to be it. Bye.